Hi, today I'm just going to do a quick video to explain the difference between a enterprise VPN and a home VPN. Now, examples of home VPN providers are like things like NordVPN, cyberghost, ExpressVPNs. Okay, you might see them being advertised on YouTube, okay, channels. Okay, you might see them being advertised on YouTube channels. Now, those VPN are actually VPN proxy provider services. So they sell you a VPN proxy service that allows you to bypass internet service providers' web filtering services mandated by the government by establishing an encrypted VPN tunnel between the user and the proxy VPN server around the world. Okay, and because the data is encrypted, by default, the service provider would allow those encrypted traffic to go through. Okay, and then from after you come out from the other end of the VPN tunnel, you can proceed to go to whichever destination that you want to go to. Now, a simple illustration is like me growing up. So when I was growing up, my mom do not allow me to go to the mall. So to circumvent this instruction, I would tell my mom I'm going to my friend's place, and then from there go to the mall. So technically I'm not lying, because I am going to my friend's place, and then from my friend's place I go to the mall. I just didn't tell her that. So my friend's place becomes a proxy for me to go to the mall. Okay, so same thing, the VPN provider gives you a proxy to go out to the internet. Okay, and because your traffic is encrypted as you're going through the VPN provider, your local service provider is not able to filter anything, because all your traffic is encrypted as secure communication between the client and the VPN provider. So why don't the service provider block those VPN providers? In short, it's not in their incentive to block internet access, because to block internet access costs money. It costs money for you to build expensive web filtering services to block users from going out to certain destinations. So they'll do a minimal job as mandated by the government. Anything that is not mentioned, anything that I don't know, they would be allowed to go out through the internet. Okay, but on the other hand, people like Netflix, they do actually block VPN providers, because Netflix over the years have built themselves into content providers, okay, video on demand content providers using a geographical differentiated model. In short, different countries get different Netflix content. Okay, so Australia users may have to settle with watching not the latest TV program as compared to their local US market, where it is more competitive. You get better pricing and you also get more content, because the US market is a more competitive market, a more lucrative and competitive market compared to the Australian market. Okay, so for a while, many people uses the VPN provider, VPN proxy service to tunnel their identity, to tunnel to US. Okay, by coming out at the US proxy server, the Netflix content provider thinks that they are a US IP address. So as such, they'll sell them, allow them to access the US Netflix content. But Netflix have gotten smart and started finding out all the VPN providers' IP addresses that they use, and then started blocking their access. So that's why, for example, my CyberGhost service, right, that I subscribe to, in recent times, you can't really go to the US to subscribe to US Netflix content anymore, because they figure out what IP addresses belong to the VPN providers, so they can block those because they deem those IP addresses breaking their differentiated content business model. Okay, so in short, the home VPN provides a proxy service to go to the internet anonymously, while at the same time, because you're making the request through the VPN provider. So you make a request to the VPN requests the data on your behalf and then relay the data back to you. So in this example, you make a green color request to the VPN proxy server. The proxy server will make a red request on your behalf using their IP address. So all the data that's coming back will be translated or ported over back to your green tunnel. Okay, so it allows you to go to the internet anonymously by assuming a different IP address. Okay, so it's go to the internet. Whereas an enterprise VPN, the intention of the enterprise VPN is not really go to the internet, but rather go through the internet, okay, to get back to the office. So your intention is actually to connect your office's network together, okay, whether it is a site-to-site VPN, okay, or a remote access VPN. So you have your HQ and then you have a mobile user that wants to connect through the internet to connect back to the office network. So the intention is to connect through the network to get to the office network. Okay, so we're using the internet as a conduit. Okay, but the internet is a wild wild west. Anybody can be on the internet listening to our important data. So to make sure that our data sent through the internet is secure, the enterprise VPN makes sure that we send the data through an encrypted tunnel so that we can connect back to our office network. So remember, enterprise VPN is connect through the internet to get back to the office, as opposed to the home VPN is to go to the internet. Okay, so the enterprise VPN has two kind of model: site-to-site VPN, whereby it is used to connect two static office subnets together. So you have your branch office subnets and your HQ subnet. Using the internet, we built a VPN encryption tunnel service to connect the two sites together. Another kind of VPN is what we call remote access VPN. Typically, this relates to mobile users with their traveling laptops. They build a secure connection back to the HQ using VPN. So in short, enterprise VPN is to connect site to site, be it a fixed site or a mobile user to the HQ. Okay, but remember, here we're not really trying to use the internet as the destination, but here we're using the internet as a conduit to connect back to our office resources. So the VPN sets up an encrypted tunnel through the internet to connect back to the office, as opposed to the home VPN connecting home users to the internet anonymously. So I hope you can now see the difference between the home VPN service and the enterprise VPN service.